It has been an awesome year for horror games, with titles like Resident Evil 7, Outlast 2, and Little Nightmares giving players some truly scary experiences. Not to be left out, The Evil Within 2 has arrived, and continues the great horror gameplay of the first game. What do I think of this game? The only way out is in, so let's dive in as I share my game reflections for The Evil Within 2. The Evil Within 2 takes place several years after the chilling events of the first game. Our main character, Sebastian Castellanos, is still recovering from the horrific events of the Beacon Hospital incident, and is searching for the truth behind the mysterious organization, Mobius. Fortunately, Julie Kidman, Sebastian's former partner and an operative of Mobius, approaches Sebastian one evening and informs him that his daughter, Lily, who Sebastian believed to be dead, is in fact alive, and is being used to power the core of Mobius's new STEM system. However, Kidman and Mobius need Sebastian's help, as Lily has gone missing within the world of STEM, and as a result the entire system is slowly crumbling. So it is up to Sebastian to dive once more into the mental realm of STEM, rescue his daughter Lily, and perhaps figure out a way to stop Mobius. Unlike the world of the previous game, the world of The Evil Within 2 is a little more stable and consistent. At least, initially it is. Mobius created a quote-unquote peaceful society within STEM known as Union, and it's within this town that a majority of the game takes place. All too soon, however, Sebastian discovers that Union has become overrun by horrific zombie-like creatures known as the Lost, and even more grotesque monstrosities lie in wait for our hero. Thankfully, Sebastian is not alone in this fight, and throughout the course of the game he will meet up with several characters trapped within STEM who are willing to help him out, like the technical operative O'Neill and the psychologist Hoffman. Over the course of this 10 to 13 hour adventure, you'll experience all sorts of harrowing scenarios, full of disturbing moments, mind-bending landscapes, and some astonishing plot twists. The story of The Evil Within 2 contains plenty of memorable moments, and I found the finale of the game to be actually quite emotional. Given the way this game ends, The Evil Within 2 may very well be the conclusion of Sebastian's story, and if the series were to end here, I would be content with this ending. I thoroughly enjoyed the tale of this game, and it is admittedly easier to follow than the first game was. Sebastian's journey to save his daughter was a thrilling one, and made for a fantastic horror game.
Your failure to gain led to inaction, which led to despair, and despair led to self-destruction. You are your own downfall.
Players of the first Evil Within should know what to expect with the gameplay elements of the sequel, and The Evil Within 2 does a great job of building on the strengths of the first game, while also improving some things that needed work. The stealth system of the first game was important, but you couldn't upgrade it, and so it became more difficult to use as the game went along. Not so in The Evil Within 2. Now, along with being able to upgrade Sebastian's stealth abilities, the game also features a new detection system, which is incredibly helpful if you're trying to get through a section of enemies without being seen. You can now tell if nearby foes are aware of your presence, and this allows you to better plan out your attack. Inevitably, you will be spotted in certain situations, and so you must use your trusty weapons to overcome the dangerous abominations of Union. Combat in this game nails the survival horror vibe, because ammo is still pretty limited, and so it is crucial to make every shot count. You can get by with weapons like the pistol and shotgun, and the unique crossbow weapon returns, allowing you to fire various elemental bolts at enemies. The weapons all have an excellent punch to them, making them satisfying to use, and when you perform a critical shot on enemies, that feeling is only increased.
Not so bad yourself.
Unlike the first game, weapon performance isn't tied to character upgrades. Instead, you can now craft upgrades for your weapons using various scrap items you find throughout Union and combining them together at a workbench. The crafting is very simple and does have a noticeable effect on your weapons, and you can also craft more ammo and healing items if you have the extra resources. You're never given enough for it to make the game substantially easier, but it is nice to make additional items if you need them in a pinch. All the weapon and character upgrades can be utilized in your room, a safe haven from the dangers of Union, and it is here we meet a familiar face in the form of Tatiana, the enigmatic nurse from the first game.
You look tired, Detective. I can help you get back in shape. Just like before.
Tatiana provides help in the form of character upgrades, hidden goodies and lockers, shooting gallery challenges, and some really interesting character dialogue depending on what part of the game you are currently in. Your room isn't the only safe haven, however. Dotted across Union and its subsystem called the Marrow are safe houses, which are usually occupied by an NPC. These characters have some dialogue to explore and also have side missions for you, which provide some excellent rewards if you complete them. Also exclusive to the safe houses are healing stations, where you can fully heal Sebastian through the wondrous power of coffee. Stepping outside of the safe houses into the world of Union is where the game shows off its new open world elements. It's nothing too enormous, and you can quickly traverse each map if you avoid enemies altogether. The open world aspect of The Evil Within 2 isn't as prominent as I thought it would be. It's there for in-between story sections, but towards the second half of the game, it isn't really a main feature at all. That's not to say that there isn't anything to do in Union, because there certainly is a lot of side stuff to keep completionists happy. There's ammo pouches and hidden keys to obtain, as well as story-related objectives like resonance points. My favorite aspect of the game's design is the little misadventures you can get into with the various enemies shambling around, and there's even an entirely optional creepy section with a ghostly apparition that I found to be very frightening indeed.
Where is he going? What the hell is that thing?
The horror elements of The Evil Within 2 are pretty brilliant on the whole. It may not have the oppressive atmosphere of games like Fatal Frame or Silent Hill, but the moment-to-moment scares are still pretty terrifying. The boss monsters in particular make some of the game's most memorable scares, like the patchwork, buzzsaw-wielding Guardian. There's an amazing section near the end of the game that will put a huge smile on the face of anyone who has played the previous game, and the final boss is horrific and tragic at the same time.
So much for your safe house.
In terms of this game's soundtrack, there weren't a whole lot of pieces that stuck out from the rest, but the music of this game is still very fitting and helps shape the mood for each scene. Plus, the rework of the song Ordinary World is cool, if a bit creepy. The Evil Within 2 runs on the id Tech 5 graphics engine, and for the most part, the visuals of this game are pretty incredible. The characters and environments are brilliantly detailed, and when you get up close to some of the monsters, you can see their disgusting features in all of their gruesome glory. The game does have some noticeable load times whenever you travel between Union and the Marrow, but other than that, everything here runs great, and makes this horror adventure all the more engaging. The Evil Within 2 was a title I was very excited for since it was first announced, and anyone who loved the first game is sure to have a great time here. Even if you haven't, however, The Evil Within 2 is still a solid horror game that is well worth checking out. Diving back into the psychotic world of STEM was a mind-bending thrill ride, and I genuinely loved my time playing through The Evil Within 2. Thank you for watching this episode of Game Reflections. What are your thoughts on The Evil Within 2? Feel free to share in the comments below. Until next time, keep having great adventures, everyone.
Avoid me.
I've had enough of this. Here. Oh. Ah!